Hey everyone, next set of questions we're going to go over is from page 248 in your textbook, Communicate. Um, the first question is, why does the moon appear to have changing shape or phases as you view it over a month? The half of the moon that faces the sun is always lit, but all of the lit side of the moon does not always face the earth. The moon appears to change its shape over the course of a month because of its movement around Earth. As it moves, the moon changes position both in relation to the Earth and the sun. The observed phase of the moon is determined by its position relative to the Earth and the sun. Question number 2 asks to do research in the library or on the internet to find out the scientific names for each of the degrees of orbit or moon phases that you demonstrated in the activity before the section. I'm not sure if everyone was able to do this, but we'll go over it anyhow. The first one would be 45 degrees. That is a waxing crescent moon. 90 degrees would be the first quarter moon. 135 degrees is the waxing gibbous moon. 180 degrees would be a full moon. 225 degrees is a waning gibbous moon. 270 degrees is the last quarter moon. 315 degrees is the waning crescent moon, and 360 degrees is a new moon. Now, when you're imaging this, you can we'll say this bottle is the Earth. So when we're measuring the degrees, that is a 360-degree circle around the Earth. So if we are at 360 degrees, so the moon is out here and the sun is where the camera is. Well, all the light from the sun is going to be on the moon, and we aren't going to be in a position to see it. But if the moon's on this side, and we're going to be able to see all of the sunlight on the moon when it's at 180 degrees. So from where the camera is, that would be the 360-degree point. The sun is shining coming this direction. So we're only going to see the dark side of the moon, but over here, we're going to be able to see the half of the moon fully lit up at 180 degrees. If you take a look at, I think it's page 249, there's a diagram on there that will show the different stages of the moon. Question number 3, does the change in appearance or phase of the moon follow a pattern? Describe it. Okay, so the change in shape or phase of the moon follows a pattern. Essentially, it kind of follows the order like we did in the previous question. We have waxing, crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon. Then we have the last quarter, the waning crescent, and then the new moon. Question number 4. Why can't we see a lighted moon at one stage in the cycle? Well, when the moon is directly between Earth and the sun, the side facing the sun is illuminated, but the side facing the Earth is in a shadow. During this phase, the moon cannot reflect light towards Earth, so we cannot see it from Earth. So it just all depends on where the moon is and where it's in view from the Earth. So if the sun's, like we said in the previous question, is over here and we have the Earth and the moon's in between the Earth and the sun, we're only going to see the shadow of the moon. And once again, if it's back here, we're going to see it fully lit up and just continues on in that cycle. Question 5. If you lived on the moon, would you see phases of Earth? Can you figure out the answer by using a model of the Sun, Earth, Moon system? If necessary, draw a sketch to show your thinking. Okay, so phases of the Earth can be seen from the moon. They are the complements of the phases of the moon we see on Earth. For example, when we see a crescent moon on Earth, someone on the moon would see an almost full Earth. Question number 6. In the activity used a model of a ball and a light to show the different phases of the moon. Why is it so important to use models? What did you learn about the moon's phases when you used this model? Now think about and discuss what you didn't learn about the moon's phases when you were using this model. Now, if you were able to do this activity, it would be much easier to use a model to do this. We don't have the money or the time, or we can't risk an adventure out to space to do these observations. So a lot of times astronomers and other types of scientists will build models to help them create like a certain situation where they could get the same results. And quite a bit of like for example, when we sent people to the moon, well, the scientists did a tremendous amount of work using various models, testing the rockets out, setting up models to see how different things would occur. At that time, it's just too much money for a simple elementary or high school class to go out and do those observations. Okay, talk to you during our next set of questions.